Soulja Boy has been around for a long time, and while most people aren't checking for his new music, he's still pulling in over 12 million monthly listeners. His classic hits, wild online moments, and constant headline worthy drama have kept him in the spotlight. From the Drake moment on The Breakfast Club to his recent beef with DDG, Soulja Boy has managed to stay relevant for over 15 years. In this video, we're going to dive into how he's pulled that off. If you're new here, my name's Ron. I make weekly videos on hip hop, so be sure to subscribe and let's get right into it. Before TikTok, before streaming numbers were everything, and before being an internet rapper was even a thing, there was Soulja Boy. Back in 2007, he didn't have a label deal, a massive cosign, or $1 million budget. What he did have was a computer, internet access, and a genius understanding of how people move online. At just 16 years old, he uploaded Crank That to sites like SoundClick and MySpace, and he didn't just wait around hoping people would find it. He actively pushed it everywhere. YouTube, gaming forums, comment sections, anywhere that would let him post a link. He'd even rename files like 50 Cent in the Club just to trick people into hearing his own song. Now that might sound shady, but it worked. People were curious, the beat was catchy, and the dance was unforgettable. Crank That exploded. It became a ringtone phenomenon. It hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, and Soulja Boy became the first artist in history to top the charts purely through online buzz. He didn't follow the rules because he didn't come up through the system, and in a way, that made him bulletproof. Soulja Boy didn't just go viral, he showed the entire music industry how to go viral. So when people say he's just a one-hit wonder or he got lucky, they're missing the bigger picture. Soulja Boy wasn't just early, he built the blueprint. After Crank That, Soulja Boy could have tried to evolve into a more serious artist, rebranded himself, and chase critical respect, or go quiet like a lot of early internet rappers did once their novelty wore off. But instead of pretending to be something he wasn't, he did the opposite. He doubled down on the internet. He understands something that most people didn't at the time. Being a meme is more valuable than being a respected rapper. Because respect fades. Virality, that loops forever. Look at the early 2010s. Vine was exploding, world-star hip-hop was in its prime, Twitter was just starting to become this crazy stream of memes and drama, and in the middle of all that chaos was Soulja Boy. He was clowning on live streams, posting wild freestyles, and just making weird noises that a lot of people memed early on, and just being outrageous in a way that was impossible to ignore. And yeah, it felt like a joke, but that's kind of the point. Because once the internet turns you into a meme, you're pretty much immortal. Clips of Soulja Boy saying "you" or dancing in an oversized Bape hoodies never stopped being funny for a lot of people. His old interviews still go viral years later. Think back to the Drake incident on The Breakfast Club. People remix his voice into TikToks, soundboards, parody edits. It's endless. He's just a recurring character on the internet. You don't even need to be a fan to know who Soulja Boy is. You just exist online long enough and he'll show up. And that's where his real power comes from. Even when people weren't checking for his music, they still knew him. They still quoted him. They still laughed at clips of him yelling on live or flexing a fake console that he was selling. He found a way to keep himself relevant that didn't depend on Billboard charts or radio singles. He turned himself into a personality, and in this era, that's worth more than being a musician. You don't have to be in a rotation if you're already in people's head, and Soulja Boy figured out way earlier than most people give him credit for. Around 2018, something shifted with Soulja Boy. He had already made peace with being a meme, but now he wanted credit. That year, he sat down for one of the most iconic Breakfast Club interviews of all time. I know you know which one I'm talking about. That Drake moment, the Gucci headband, the yelling, the memes that immediately went viral. But underneath all that yelling and chaos, he was actually making some solid points. Soulja Boy wasn't just ranting, he was kind of reclaiming his legacy in a way. He wasn't saying that he was the best rapper alive, but he was saying, I started this wave and nobody gave me my flowers. Think about what he was saying. He was one of the first rappers to blow up off of YouTube. He made a hit song from his bedroom, uploaded it online, and got signed without a cosign or a label push. He was monetizing ringtones before most artists even knew what a ringtone was. He pioneered using social media to push a brand before digital marketing was even a phrase in the industry. So when he said, "I taught Drake everything he knows," it sounded wild, but then most people looked it up and realized, yeah, Drake did borrow some of the flow from What's Hannenin' and Miss Me. That moment flipped the internet. People started digging into his history and realized that Soulja Boy might have been clowning, but he wasn't lying. He was early, he did break new ground, and in a weird way, Soulja has created a new narrative for himself, the underdog innovator who never got the respect he deserved. It was a rebrand. He went from a punchline to a pioneer in a way. Although he still gets laughs on the internet, he went from washed to people looking at him as somebody who was way ahead of his time. And the best part is that it worked. The Breakfast Club interview didn't just go viral, it reshaped how people talked about Soulja Boy for a few years. He wasn't just that dance guy anymore, he wasn't just that early rapper who fell off, but now he was more seen as a blueprint and an early pioneer of internet culture. Let's be honest, Soulja Boy knew exactly how to piss people off, and he loves doing it. Whether it's beefing with other artists like his recent DDG beef, wilding out on Instagram Live, or randomly threatening somebody in the comments, Soulja Boy thrives on chaos. And while some of it might be messy or attention seeking, there's a method to the madness. He understands something that most artists don't. In the algorithm era, drama gets clicks. When Soulja Boy starts a beef with someone, let's say DDG, Tyga, Kanye, you already know what's coming up. Clips go viral on Twitter, YouTubers make reaction videos, TikTokers dissect it for days, and people stream his old music again out of nostalgia or curiosity. It's free marketing, it's controversy as content, and Soulja's been running this playbook for years. He's not starting drama to win a rap battle, he's doing it to hijack the conversation. Look at how many times he's trended for things that have nothing to do with music. The fake Soulja Boy console, the Instagram Live where he was waving around stacks of money and yelling out fans, which feels like every Soulja Boy Live at this point. And that time that he claimed that he was the first rapper with an iPhone, like literally the first person Steve Jobs handed one to. And it sounds ridiculous, but that's the point. Even when it's outrageous, even when it's obviously fake, it was still viral. People argue, react, stitch it, make jokes, and suddenly, Soulja Boy's back in the feed. He doesn't just need a new album, he doesn't need a new single, he doesn't need a hit single, he just needs a moment. And he knows how to create one on command. In a world where attention is currency, Soulja Boy stays rich. But if you look at his recent beef with DDG, this one seems a little different. If you really look at it, it seems like Soulja Boy might have bit off more than he can chew, because DDG is also a pioneer in content creation. He's somebody who's been doing this for a long time. And honestly, I don't see Soulja Boy coming out of this on top of DDG, because DDG honestly hasn't really lost a beef up until this point. And if you haven't seen the recent clips of Soulja Boy sort of ducking DDG and DDG like reading exactly what he would say to duck the fight that they were scheduling with Aiden Ross, I'll play that clip now.
He gonna try. This is what he gonna try. I'm gonna tell you what he gonna try to do. He gonna try to charge you way above his rate. Yeah, you already know Soulja Boy only getting like $1,200 a show, right? So he gonna try to charge you. He gonna be like $500,000, $1 million, nigga. Everyone knows he don't deserve that. I would take less money than him. That's how bad I want to get in the ring with him.
Let me ask you a question. He said he's down to do. Both of y'all get 75 bands. Winner gets another 100.
75, man. That nigga cheap as hell. Nigga, I need $1 million cash. Nigga,
Drake.
I told you.
Peon ass nigga talking about 75 bands. Nigga, don't ever try me like that, nigga. What the fuck?
What'd I tell you?
Hey.
What'd I tell you? Didn't I tell you exactly what he was gonna do? He gonna say, I want $1 million. Bro, Soulja Boy don't have $1 million. Soulja Boy is in debt $4 million from a sexual assault case. He don't have that money. Why would you be giving Soulja Boy $1 million, bro?
Well, I can't. I'm not cutting the checks. I can't do that.
Exactly. But I'm saying, who in a right mind with a brain would give Soulja Boy, like, I'm talking about Soulja Boy get 20,000 views on a music video that he spent money on. This nigga has no value beyond this. I'm bringing him back to life. Why would he ask you for $1 million?
So as you can see, Soulja Boy is more so chasing a moment rather than chasing the actual fight itself or wanting to actually pursue the beef. It's more so about the attention on the internet, not actually wanting to get something going to like an actual fight. In my opinion, Soulja Boy is going to continue to duck this. I don't think that he's going to fight DDG, but I mean, just looking at it, Soulja Boy is like 30 pounds lighter than DDG and probably a foot shorter. So I don't know if that would go well. It wouldn't really be much of a fight. But at this point in his career, Soulja Boy isn't chasing the charts anymore. He doesn't need to prove anything, because whether you love him, hate him, or just laugh at him, you still remember him. And that's powerful. A lot of artists come and go. They'll drop a hit, tour for a few years, and they disappear. But Soulja Boy's been in the mix for over 15 years. He's not just a rapper anymore. He's just an overall brand. And how successful that brand is up to you to interpret. But he dropped clothing lines. He started a quote-unquote tech company. He streamed video games. And he sold bathwater, which was funny. And probably launched 100 other side hustles that may or may not be real. But through it all, he stayed pretty visible. You got kids on TikTok learning the crank that dance for the first time. You've got older fans rewatching the wildest moments on YouTube's, and you got people like me and maybe you talking about him years later. Honestly, just excluding all the music itself, that by itself is a legacy. And it's not built off one hit song, it's built off a presence that he's maintained over 15 years. Soulja Boy has pretty much made himself unavoidable. He became a part of internet history, and if he ever drops another hit again, he's already done something most artists dream of. He made sure that the world can't forget him. People love to clown Soulja Boy, and while I'm not necessarily a Soulja Boy fan, I don't think I can't name 5 Soulja Boy songs if I'm being honest. His ability to maintain relevancy in internet culture is something that you don't see out of many rappers, where honestly rappers are just catching on to the whole being a content creator in tune with the rapping aspect of things. You know, for the past 10, 15 years, rappers or musicians would sort of just post online. They post on Instagram, they post on Twitter, but they wouldn't really get into creating content. And that's something that, while Soulja Boy laid the cement bricks, DDG really sort of built that off and started running. So this whole beef they have, it sort of feels like, you know, an old gen versus new gen beef. And in a way, you can say that Soulja Boy is DDG's dad in this. You can say that he's his pops. He birthed them. But that's a topic for another video. Let me know what you guys think of Soulja Boy. Do you guys still keep up with Soulja Boy? Do you listen to any of his music? Because honestly, I've never really been urged to check it out. I can't imagine it's that great. But let me know how his music's sounding recently. And if you enjoyed the video, definitely remember to like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys who hung around this long just listening to me yap about Soulja Boy for 10, 15 minutes. But yeah, it's been a fun one. I'm going to post another video tomorrow. We're getting super consistent now. We're going to get back to the daily uploads. And yeah, with that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.